in the water.
The Valley Today's Nishay Taylor is joining us live from Detroit Lakes with more. I think she's going to be geared up and ready to set sail. Good morning, Nishay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to come back today because it's beautiful out here. But right now joining me is Becker County Sheriff Todd Glander. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Let's talk boat safety. We're out here on a boat. You know, say someone runs into trouble. What are some things that people should always keep in mind?
Yeah, there's a lot of things to keep in mind, and you know, people don't think of it right away when there is trouble, but it's important to have safety equipment, and a fire extinguisher again is one for a boat this size. A fire extinguisher is part of the equipment you have to have. A horn is another piece of equipment, and again, know your boat. If somebody would go over, it's important to get that location pinpointed as quickly as possible. And one thing to have in the boat is a marker buoy. And again, this is something that if you think about it, that helps us when it comes to rescue and obviously recovery. And then a bunch of rope. If somebody goes over, wind plays a big factor in that. It's when somebody does go over, the wind can push you quicker than what you can get somebody back in the boat. So if you can throw a rope to them, it just, again, helps them and helps you get them safely back to the boat.
Awesome. And quickly, let's talk more about that wind and how it could really change the conditions, even if someone doesn't fall in, but about how it changes the conditions.
Oh, it surely does. Obviously, your boat handles a lot differently in the wind. The more wind, it's harder to handle, and depending on the size of the boat. And we had a drowning last year where the individual could not get back to the pontoon, and unfortunately that person did drown. And it's very important to again know your boat, know what you have for equipment, and know where you're at on the lake.
All right, well, there you go. You heard it from the sheriff himself. He's telling you to be safe out there. You know, it's obviously you want to have fun, but you got to remember those safety tips. All right, reporting live out on Detroit Lake. We're having a good time here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. All right, sending it back to you guys in the studio. Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Yeah, it looks like a beautiful time. Look
Oh
at the
my
sun,
gosh.
the weather. We can see the breeze. It's like an advertisement for CoverGirl out there, Nishay.
Yeah, this is really one of the reasons so many of us live here, the beautiful lakes in the summer.
Yes.
And so, Nishay, quick report. What's your weather like out there? How you feeling? You warm, you cold?
I'm actually okay. I won't say I'm warm and I won't say I'm cold. Now, it was a tad warmer when we were on the dock there, but as he's been mentioning about that wind, the wind definitely changed how it feels right now. It's picked up and yeah, it's a little breeze going, but I'm okay.
A
Okay.
true
How about you?
Midwesterner.
It's perfect.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect. All right.
Conditions are perfect out there.
There we
All
got
right.
it from Sheriff Glander. Nishay reporting live in Detroit Lakes this morning. Thank you very much. And now we want to get our expert weather forecast out there with meteorologist Lisa Green. Morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yeah, nice start to the day. Good morning to be out on the lake if you're dressed for that little bit of breeze out there. We're looking at conditions this morning that are nice and quiet. For most areas, you can see we've got some filtered sunshine in Fargo right now. In Fargo, we're at 62 degrees. It's a warm start for May standards to be starting at these numbers. It's 51 in Grand Forks, Thief River's at 58. We're looking at 54 in Bemidji, and in Detroit Lakes right now, the temperature is 59 degrees there with some sunshine, of course, that we just saw in our live shot. And in Devils Lake, 61 degrees right now with some clouds. And you can see that there are areas of varying cloud cover here in the valley. Some places lots of sun, others not so much. And then there are spots, especially west of us, over toward Bismarck, where we've got some thunderstorm activity going on. The exception to that is down into I would say, Ellendale area, especially points south and west of you. Some areas of rain pushing northward into Dickey County. And a couple of areas where it's developing just south of the state line there, even stretching back over towards Sargent County. So we're watching for a couple of cells there, but that's the one area really affecting us as far as getting some rain or maybe even a thunder shower this morning. It's afternoon that we're going to need to be watching out for this. So morning at the bus stop, not bad, but heading home from school, hopefully the kids will have brought their raincoats with them because we do have that chance for rain and even some thunderstorms, especially in the south. where we're looking at that threat being greater. Temperatures will be in the 70s for most areas today. We're looking at that east-southeasterly wind, at times getting into that 20-mile-per-hour range. So let's talk about tomorrow. We of course have the fishing opener and the threat for some rain coming up. So the forecast for Detroit Lakes, we're looking at rain being more on the likely side and some chop on the water too. I mean, we've got winds that may be gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. So not just that, but as Nishay just mentioned, it's going to make you feel a little chillier too when we factor that wind in and then add the rain on top of that. You're going to want a couple of layers and of course that waterproof layer overhead. High temperature for Saturday at Detroit Lakes around the upper 60s here for us. And just a look at what to expect over the next several hours or throughout the day. We have that chance, especially in the morning hours, for an isolated thunderstorm. That's going to be more likely in the southern part of our viewing area, so west central Minnesota. So just keep in mind that we have that possibility. And if you hear that rumble of thunder, you want to get off the lake. You don't want to be out on the lake during a thunderstorm. The rain will be tapering off as the day goes on, but we'll keep that wind with us. It's still going to be breezy into tomorrow night. So be prepared. You might want to hold off to Mother's Day. Bring mom out on the lake for some better weather. We're looking at temperatures into the 70s and sunshine breaking out as the day goes on. So that looks like the better day of the two this weekend.
Okay, yeah, we'll be prepared for everything going on. A lot of things happening this weekend. So, Lisa, thank you for keeping us updated.
New this morning, National Guard troops and increased police presence are in place in cities along the southern U.S. border to deal with uncertainty surrounding the end of Title 42. You're going to take a look at new video of people crossing at El Paso, Texas. Tens of thousands of migrants have gathered in cities across Mexico over the past few weeks, waiting for the policy to expire.
That happened at midnight, and migrants can once again apply for legal pathways to enter the United States. The mayor of Yuma, Arizona, is asking the president to declare a federal emergency at the border. That declaration would open up more funding to help cities that are overwhelmed by the influx of people. The suspect in a brutal murder in Thief River Falls, Minnesota is scheduled for court this morning. 32-year-old Jorge Luis Benitez Estremera is charged in Pennington County with second-degree murder for the death of Stephen Opdahl of Oakley, Minnesota. Court documents say around 9:45 Tuesday night, Benitez Estremera is seen on surveillance camera confronting Opdahl in the parking lot of the DigiKey Corporation.
Then for more than 4 minutes, he assaulted Opdahl, slamming his head into the windshield of a car, punching, kicking, and stomping him before grabbing a street sign off a post, hitting him multiple times. Documents say Benitez Estremera told police he didn't know Opdahl but felt a negative force coming from him and that Opdahl was, in his words, quote, contaminated and needed to be taken out of the system.
Police believe the wanted man who prompted a neighborhood lockdown on Wednesday night has now left the Fargo area. However, we do know who they're looking for. He's 25-year-old Isaiah Hopkins. He has an active warrant for a parole violation with the Minnesota Department of Corrections. A street crimes unit had spotted Hopkins in a car Wednesday night, but he took off running when they tried to talk with him. Now, if you see Hopkins, picture on your screen right now, do not approach him. Instead, call 911 right away.
Well, it's a big day happening today. MSUM seniors will be throwing their caps in the air. It's graduation day. The morning ceremony is happening at 10 a.m. The afternoon ceremony is at 2 p.m. Both are at Nemzik Hall and can be live streamed on the university's website.
NDSU and UND are also graduating seniors this weekend. NDSU has two graduation ceremonies. They are tomorrow at the Fargo Dome. UND also has two ceremonies. They are tomorrow as well and at the Alerus Center. The law and medical schools have already held their graduations. Both NDSU and UND will also live stream their ceremonies.
Well, the Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but I think we get to take a quick nautical look at our live shot this morning from the Valley Today's Nishay Taylor. Yes, there it is.
Beautiful view. Yeah, she is out on Detroit Lake this morning as we are all preparing for that fishing opener tomorrow. Beautiful view and a beautiful reminder of why we call this place home.
Yeah, and happy Mother's Day to everyone who celebrates. Have a great weekend, everybody. We're so glad you could join us on our Friday night.
And we'll see you right back here Monday morning.